Yes, let me get that. I tagged you guys on Twitter as well in a tweet.
Awesome.
Yep.
Maria, let's do maybe. When are we going live? Are we live right now?
Oh, we're live right now.
Awesome, awesome.
In the private chat, I posted the YouTube link.
Okay, let me check. I'm becoming an old man, bro. It takes me longer to do things that usually are way easier and faster to do.
Oh, it's all good. We still gotta
Yeah.
wait for cleanup to get here anyways.
Okay,
So
awesome.
anybody
Yeah.
who's listening, we're here with Book of Akigai?
Ikigai.
Ikigai. I
Yes,
keep
sir.
Ikagi. The Ikigai.
It's not easy. A lot of people get the name confused. Yeah, the Book of Ikigai.
And I'm here with Peppers of Cypher Kicks and Maria. And
Nice.
Maria, are you with other projects as well?
I've been a moderator in the space about a year. I'm still a moderator for Ugly Bros, but this is my first like NFT project as a founder.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, we're waiting on on cleanup. But I guess he got his new job, so he's trying to figure out his schedule, and I guess he's just running a little bit late. But he'll jump in whenever he gets here. But yeah, how did you guys meet, and how did you come up with the Book of Ikigai? Whenever he gets here.
Maria, do you want to go over that?
Sure. Yeah. So Peppers and I, we both been on CNFT Shark Tank Twitter space for I don't know, at least maybe 8 months. We're both judges on there. That's how we met. And Peppers kind of he's from Venezuela originally. Our artist is from Venezuela originally, and he's a co-founder of he is the founder of Cypher Kicks. He has a lot of experience in this space. He showed me some of the art, and I love the art. I thought, this is definitely a project that I want to work with. And I was brought onto the team. I'm one of the co-founders. I'm responsible for project management, and I do all the social media. I do some of the strategy along with Peppers. But yeah, the big thing that sold me was the art. Right away when I saw the art, I loved it, and I knew it was something that I wanted to be a part of.
That's awesome, man. And Peppers, you did this. I think y'all met through the Cypher Kicks Launchpad. Is that correct?
Yeah, kind of. So we have these Twitter space on Tuesdays and Thursdays, like Maria mentioned. It's been going on for over 4 to 5 months, I believe. Like I think even from February. It's called the Shark Tank. So it's a space where new projects basically go and they get a chance to pitch their projects, teach the community basically about what they're trying to build. A lot of projects have gone through the Shark Tank. I can like probably tell you like 100 projects. But Dead Rabbit Society, Introverts, Ugly Bros is now he actually pitched his season 2 at the Shark Tank. We had so many projects. I think even Equine like passed by at one point. I'm not sure. But like most big projects or new projects ever since then have passed by the Shark Tank. So I'm one of the hosts. Crypto Heaps started the Shark Tank. He's the creator of the Ada Army. But the host, Maria and I were hosts at the same project. So we became friends there. We both met David, the co-founder, outside of the crypto space, and he is very talented. So all the art that you see from the Book of Ikigai, it's only him. We don't have a secondary artist doing more art. It's everything David. So he on Discord and Twitter, he's known as Tetsuo. He's from the same country I am, from Venezuela. So I'm very proud to be working with someone so talented and from my same country. So that fills me with a lot of pride. But yeah, all the art that you see, marketing material, banners, the art at CNFT Con, that samurai that you see in the big banner on the right side, that's David. So when we saw the art, we had talked. We thought, this could be a project, and this could be a really good project. We don't know any project similar to what this could become on Cardano. So we think that bringing this to the blockchain is something that a lot of people would appreciate. And so far we've received so much love, so much interest. social media, we keep growing, we keep receiving amazing comments. Like even today, for example, we received a message from a guy that said, I've been in the CNFT space for so long, and this project makes me believe that very good stuff is still coming to Cardano even during a bear market. So that's what it's all about.
100%, man. And Cleanup, welcome to the crew, man.
Hey.
How's it going, Peppers? Maria, nice to see you.
Hey, nice to see you. I think we met at CNFT Con.
We did actually, yeah.
I remember.
And I said your name. I was like, "That's Maria" or whatever, and then I was just pointing out to everybody, so I knew who you guys were. So that was cool. Yeah. Did you enjoy your time?
I did. Yeah. I'm sick right now. I have COVID, but yeah, it was worth it. I'm doing all right.
So you put out a tweet that said 50 Genesis tokens. Is that right? Okay.
Correct.
Nice. That's cool.
So total was 100. We've sent out about 50 invites. None of the Genesis have gone out. They're going to start going out this week. But the Genesis, a lot of people were asking, because not everyone's in the Discord. I posted it from my personal account. So people were asking, what is a Genesis? Is it different from the whitelist that I already have? So it is. It is a whitelist, but there's a lot of additional utility on top of it. So with the Genesis, you get a whitelist spot. You also get perpetual discounts on any drop going forward. So this is both pre-mint and post-mint utility. This is like an ongoing utility with the Genesis. We're going to be doing a limited edition t-shirt for anyone that holds a Genesis. We'll ship it to you wherever you are in the world. So that'll be the first merch that we release, is those 100 supply of t-shirts. We're going to be doing an alpha channel in our Discord, anyone that holds a Genesis, and our artist is going to be doing a free custom artwork for anyone that holds one. So yeah, and you get the NFT. So if you wish to sell it, if you wish to keep it, obviously if you sell it, you won't be able to have any of that utility, but we're sending them out for free. It's for friends and allies of the project and our most active supporters in the project.
Yeah, and to touch on that, the t-shirt is actually going to be 100% free. So you hold the Genesis post-mint, and we'll actually send you the free t-shirt to whatever you are, like Maria said. We'll cover this from the funds from the team, but it's it's cool utility. Even like before minting, we're already promising something that cool that just holding the NFT will give you a free merch.
Gotcha. I'm looking in your Discord. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Of course.
So in your I didn't even mean to do that, but that works too. So in your Discord, do you have any sneak peeks of the Genesis?
Maria, do we? I think we've been saving that for when we actually send them out. So I don't think so. But I think you actually showed me before the banner from the event. And in the banner, we have the artwork that will be used for the Genesis.
Atlanick, I just dropped the Medium article in the private chat. If you want to pull that up, that'll show. There is examples of what it looks like there.
Yeah. We have a meeting actually.
Appreciate that. All right, let's actually do this layout, and then okay, so it's going to have 20% royalties.
The Genesis, yeah.
And they're all going to be the same rarities.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then insight on the art. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, so if you look here, they're all essentially the same art. The difference is the backgrounds, and then they're each numbered like 1 out of 100, 81 out of 100, 95 out of 100.
Okay, so that's where the collectors are probably going to come in. They're going to want their number or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So what other what are these utilities? You have perpetual discounts on every single drop?
Yep.
And you're creating a manga as well. Okay.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, that's part of the roadmap.
Do you have any idea on when the manga is going to come out, your first series or first chapter?
So the goal is within a month. Actually, the artist is going to be working, even before the drop, is going to be working on the manga already. We have some panels that we've created. We're working on the art with a writer that we hired for the team already. So it's going to be within a month of the project dropping. We know how the space works, and we know how communities want to see results, especially after a mint, right? They want to see the team being active. So that's one of the really cool things that we'll be doing, is starting to release the manga and the story of the project.
Gotcha. And I know it says that you're going to be releasing your drops on Cardano and Ethereum. Do you want to talk
Yes,
a
sir.
little bit on how you're going to make all of that work?
So the first drop is going to be on Cardano, which is going to be this one, and it will be the main collection of the Book of Ikigai. However, there's other things that will start to happen within the lore and the manga and everything, and we feel that expanding the collection a little bit to the Ethereum side would have really cool utility for collectors on Cardano who can now also collect NFTs on Ethereum from the same world of the Book of Ikigai. Bringing a lot of people from Ethereum, which has, I believe, 20 to 50 times more volume than Cardano on any single day. Way more supporters, way more collectors. So bringing them into the project will help us to grow the brand much more rapidly. There's also going to be utility for actual holders of the main collection on Cardano. So, for example, if you hold 3 Cardano NFTs, you will receive 1 free NFT from the Ethereum collection. Both collections are going to be different art, different concept, different everything. They will remain, obviously they will still be anime. Obviously they will still be created by our artist who is a co-founder of the project, David. I think I talked to you before about him. David will also be the artist for that collection on Ethereum. It will be smaller, but it will have really cool utility for people on Cardano, such as the free NFT that you get if you collect 3 NFTs on Cardano, and all holders of the Cardano NFTs will receive a whitelist automatically for that drop as well.
Will the mint be happening like at the same time, or will there be a Cardano mint then an Ethereum mint?
Cardano mint, and for Ethereum, we are expecting anywhere from 3 to 6 months for that collection to come out. We have to make sure that we hit hard Ethereum in terms of marketing, that we work with the right influencers and the right people who can help us market the project to the right crowd and to the right collectors. We want to make sure that both collections are successful on their own, but we want to also help grow the brand itself. So if we want to grow beyond Cardano and even beyond Web3, we have to start making some decisions that will allow us to do so.
Gotcha. And price, is that going to be trying to be roughly the same, like dollar-wise?
I think it will be a little bit different. We'll see then. We haven't talked about price supply for that collection. We're 100% focused on Cardano right now, the drop that's going to take place on ADA. So that for now is the main focus.
Gotcha. And then for these free special shirts, how are people going to claim those? Is there going to be like a Google form that people will have to fill out so that you can get their addresses?
Basically, there's 2 ways that we could handle that actually, and we haven't discussed that because I don't think it's something that should take like a priority right now. But there's two ways. Number one is something that I've been working on with my developer, which is basically you go on a website, you fill a form, and you send the NFT. That way we can verify that the form was actually filled by someone who owns the Genesis, right? We receive the Genesis and we add to the metadata that the t-shirt was actually redeemed, because maybe someone might buy a Genesis, redeem the t-shirt, and then sell the Genesis. Someone could buy the Genesis and be mistaken into thinking that, oh, I'm just gonna submit the request and I'm gonna get a free t-shirt. No, because it was already redeemed. So we'll make sure that even the image could have something that says redeem in a small font or something like that. But we have to make sure that people understand how the process works and that people don't get fooled or scammed. So we'll have something very similar to that, in which we use basically Web3 technology for people to redeem the NFT for a t-shirt.
Could you keep the policy open and then affect the metadata to reflect if it's redeemed or not?
That's basically what we're planning to do. Actually, the policy ID will most likely be open for a month because we want to have that process be done under a month. So right after the mint, it will probably happen a week right after. We'll start asking people with the Genesis to fill the form, send the NFT, we receive it, we update it, the metadata, like you said, and we send it back to the people. We don't want to take their NFT, it's a collectible. and will continue to have utility. So yeah, I think that's the best way to do it.
And are there still spots left to receive one of these Genesis NFTs?
Yeah, about 50.
About 50, yeah. So we sent out about 50 invites, and there's about 50 more left. So total was 100. And like I said, it's to the most active members in our community and friends and allies of the project.
Yeah.
So about half left. We haven't sent anything out yet. They haven't been minted out yet. But those will be going out this week for sure.
Gotcha. So if I was a new user and I saw this and I really wanted one, could I jump in the Discord and just talk to you guys all day for like a week, and would I get one?
The best way is actually, well, I mean, you could do that, and we obviously notice you and see that you're in the Discord and that you're being active. What we've never wanted to do is like make it a grind. So basically, the only thing that we are telling people is like put a red shrine next to your name on Twitter and Discord, which is it's very, very easy to do. It doesn't take much. Be in the lookout for tweets, retweets, share some love in the tweets, and we'll most likely notice you and give you, probably be DMing you an invite.
Nice.
And okay, so I missed the first part. Sorry for being late. My daughter had softball practice until like 9:15.
Oh, good.
It was weird. So I had to do my dad thing. How exactly, so I don't sound dumb, how do you pronounce this?
That's a very good question.
Ikiga?
Ikigai.
Ikigai. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Ikigai.
And Maria, do you want to explain what it means? The actual word, because a lot of people don't know what it means.
Yeah, so the name it has a meaning. It's basically a Japanese concept that's your purpose in life or your reason for living. So if you look at our logo, I don't know, I think the logo's on the Medium article. It's actually like there's kind of like we have a symbol logo. Yeah, right here. You see on the right hand side?
Yeah.
Oh, right here.
Yeah. So this is like a Japanese. It's kind of like a diagram, and it's like what you love, what you're knowledgeable in, like all these things, and then all of those come together, and then that's your Ikigai. So that's what our logo was. If you like Google Ikigai, you'll see this diagram, and then we created this diagram into our logo.
Yeah. So basically, when you do something that you're really passionate, good at, that you can get paid for example, that you make a living of it, when all those things come together, that's basically when you have accomplished your Ikigai. So I think for me, my Ikigai is this, is what I do. I think I'm technically good at what I do. I love what I do. I found a way to monetize it in a way that is beneficial for me and my community. And I think it's my Ikigai. It's something that I love to do. I wake up in the morning. I don't hate myself or what I do, Nick, for you, I guess, would be streaming, right? For some people, it would be making pizzas. It's what it is. But those sort of things that basically mean Ikigai for us, and the lore will definitely have something to do with that, and with people finding their true Ikigai in their lives.
That's awesome. So that's going to play into the lore of this project?
100%, yes.
Okay. And I know that we spoke a little bit about this, but for the people out there, when is this going to mint?
So the mint, it is going to be in October. We don't have a date announced yet, but prepare for it in October.
Gotcha.
Oh.
And
It's going to be a fun day in October. That's all we can say.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And is there a mint price set yet?
Under 108.
Under 100
is the goal. Correct.
Gotcha. Okay. And then, so after I get these NFTs, what is the main utility for them? Why as a holder should I hold?
So there's several parts, and those we actually have a second Medium article. And Maria, I don't know if you want to send it to him.
Sure.
If you can find it.
Yeah.
So actually, if you click on the Book of Ikigai on the right side, you should be able to see the second article, which is the project overview. Yeah, basically. One of the utilities we already went over, which is, if you hold 3 NFTs from the collection, you get a free NFT on Ethereum, which is, in my opinion, a really cool utility, especially for people who are new at Ethereum, who haven't, collected NFTs there, who might be a little bit afraid of playing with that blockchain. we'll obviously release a lot of information about security, privacy, things like that on Ethereum for people who start their journey on the Ethereum blockchain. Whitelisted for that drop as well. There will be mangas in the project as well, released in Web3 and physical ones. So, for example, if you collect the Web3 ones, you will receive a physical copy of the manga for free sent to you. So that's something that we're very, very excited about. The lore, the art, everything's going to come together into this physical manga that we'll be sending people. And we want to make it very cool. Like, we want to make it in color. We don't want to do something that feels rushed. We don't want to make something that feels lazy. We want to make something that actually, has a lot of potential in terms of becoming maybe more than the manga in the future. We are not ready to make promises, of course, about that, but it's one of the things that we feel very strongly about for the project. Obviously, the art is the center of the project. That's why we partner with our co-founder David. So the project teamed up. By the way, just so you know, I think you weren't here when we were talking about it, but Maria, me, and the artist were all co-founders of the project, equal partners in the project. So that's why the artist is a co-founder of the project, is because this is his art. What we're building is the world that he's building. And it goes from the market material, the NFTs, the sneak peek that you guys have seen, the art for the manga, everything will be through him.
So are you going to be in charge of the shoes then? The shoes design and stuff like that?
So we've released a few. I think we released it. Maybe we haven't yet. But there's a really cool artwork in which one of the characters has a really dope pair of sneakers that
We haven't released it yet.
Yeah, that he actually created. So it's a pair of shoes that no one has. Like, it's an original pair of shoes that the character is wearing, and they look really dope. If I may say so myself. So I give the thumbs up when he does things like that. That's yeah.
That's good. Do you with this being cross-chain, do you see yourselves trying to break things up if there's ever like a turf war in your NFTs through Ethereum or Cardano,
So the idea is to make friends. The idea is to bring the communities together. We know that this project has so much potential. So by onboarding people from other blockchain to Cardano, I think it will be very interesting. I actually did it already in a way with my other project, CypherKicks. We've had over 400 to 500 people from Ethereum join our server in the last month, because we're doing a free mint on ETH for our holders, and I think it's about 20% will go to Ethereum people who get whitelisted. So a lot of people have come into Discord, asked questions about Cardano. Some of them have been very interested to learn how to buy NFTs and get NFTs from the project. So, the whole thing has been so friendly. Like, every time someone from Ethereum comes to the server and they're like, hey guys, I'm a collector from Ethereum, I want to learn more about the project, they're received with so much love from my community. Like, everyone is so welcoming. And I can tell you, like, after going to CNFT Con this past weekend, one thing that I realized is that this is one of the best communities in the world. It's all I can say. They're so friendly, welcoming, so excited to teach people about the blockchain, and so open to learn about other blockchains as well. You see some competition, mainly with Solana sometimes, but it's usually, comments made in jest and fun, nothing too serious. I think the Cardinal community is really open to that, more so than other blockchains. So bringing people in and having that type of people in the community who are welcoming, try to explain what this whole thing is about, how it works, what is Journal, what is JPEG, what are these marketplaces. That's really helpful, and I think that's something that our project will have that will help us reach into other markets.
Now, speaking of CNFT Con, you guys went to CNFT Con both for CypherKicks and for Book of Ikagi. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? How was your experience as far as kind of the dynamic of having a booth for a project that's been out for a year and then a booth for a project that hasn't even released yet? How was that?
Maria, do you want to talk about how it was?
Yeah, I can talk about it. So the way that we had it divided, I feel like, so the CypherKicks booth we were kind of back to back. So if someone walked by and they saw the Ikagi booth, they would have to walk all the way because it was a big 30 by 30 booth. So we had a ping pong table kind of in the back. But we were kind of separated. It wasn't like people thought like, oh, Ikagi is a part of the CypherKicks booth. I feel like the way that we set it up, it was really separate. But one thing that was really cool for us is that it was the first time. I think we were one of the only projects that were at the event that hadn't minted yet. And when I told people, like when they asked about the project, I said, "Oh yeah, we haven't minted yet." They said, "Oh my god," they were so excited, like, "Oh, I've been looking for new projects to get into." And I think it was, we invested all of our own personal investment into going. We haven't made anything from the project yet so far. So, but yeah, you see, like when you look at it like this, you only see the Ikagi booth. CypherKicks was like all the way around on the other side facing the stage. If you were there, you'd probably know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it was a great experience. It was good exposure for the project. For me, I've been in the space a year. It was great to meet people that I've known, for so long and I interact with online every day. And I had a lot of fun. You see people had swords. It was a good time. We had ping pong, we had beer pong.
It's kind of crazy to see like all walks of life were there. Like you had senior citizens there, and like that were sitting there crawling around on their walker and stuff, dude. And then there were like young kids. There were like 9-10-year-olds that came with their dads, moms, other things like that hold yumis or yummies, whatever you want to call it, right? And like, dude, it was set up. It was great. It was very fun.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
If you would have gone, I would say that you would have known if you would have gone, but it's fine.
No, but it was beautiful. Like it was crazy. It was honestly, no matter where you're from, your race, your ethnicity, your age, doesn't matter. Everyone treated everyone with so much respect, so much love. If people had like problems with someone else, like those problems were fixed right there and then. I think CNFT Con will mark a point in CNFT history in which the community will become so much more positive and friendly and all of that. But it was great. But yeah, honestly, Nick, I would tell you like you can see that was so cool. Yeah, that was my booth. But we made sure that both booths were separated because obviously they're different projects, right? So one has nothing to do with the other one. But it was great, man. Like honestly, I think the Book of Ikagi is the only project that had a presence like that at the event that has not sold a single NFT. I think that's something that speaks for itself, and a lot of people were very excited about not coming to learn about the project, taking photos with Maria, with the swords and everything. It was a lot of fun, man. Honestly, that's a week to remember probably for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I didn't get to go, but I was stalking people's Twitter like left and right. I was watching you had Winged Warriors. They were hosting a spatial and they were streaming the Charles speech before everything went live, and they were walking around showing some of the booths, and I was just like getting FOMO just watching. I was like, "Ugh." But it looks so cool, man. It looks so cool.
It was awesome.
Hearing I heard like Chronic. I was watching it live when Chronic was like, "Yo, Charles, what's up, man?"
He jumped on the stage.
What's up, man? Like I love his
him.
energy, man. And Charles is so cool about it. Like that's what I love about Cardano. Yeah. I love that our leader is one of us, or at least acts like it. You know what I mean? Like
he is, man. He is. Charles is like around my age, which is crazy. I think he looks a little bit older. Please don't tell me I'm wrong. He looks a little bit older.
He's not your age, right?
I'm 30.
He's in his 30s. I think he's in his mid 30s.
Charles is like 35, something like that, right?
I thought he was older than that. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that guy was like 45. I hope he doesn't watch this video. But yeah, Charles was like, he was walking around saying hi to people, passing by the booths. He was like right next to ours with Virtual, because we were next to Virtual and Clay Nation. So Cardano Foundation passed by our booths. They actually passed by hey, Jimmer. He passed by the Ikagi booth, the Cardano Foundation people, to learn more about the project, what it was all about. Very interesting that the project is multi-chain, so it was a lot of fun. It was crazy.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah.
What was if you could harken back to one major highlight, what would it be
For the whole event,
for the whole event?
that's a very good one. I would say the moment when the whole event started and Charles came out to give his speech, right? That was crazy. Seeing all those people sitting down at the main stage and just like listening to Charles and being so interested. Charles talking about NFTs and how we've grown as a community in just like 1 year. Like CypherKicks launched like a year and a couple of months ago, and we've grown so much ever since then. It's crazy. I'm very excited for how it went. Honestly, no words. I was actually also very fortunate to speak at a panel in Spanish. Spanish is actually my first language. I talked with Ugly Bros and with Cardano Trees. When I came to this space and I met, like, I started to learn about NFTs on Cardano. Cardano Trees was one of the first, probably the first project that I minted. And it was so crazy to me, like from one moment I'm admiring what this guy is building, and 1 year later I'm sitting next to him in a panel talking about my experience and answering questions about the whole space. It was like I don't know, I really don't know the right words for it, but it was amazing. It was amazing.
Surreal sounds like the correct word.
I think it was surreal because I've
Yeah.
never met the guy. I had never met the guy before then. So for me, it was like, even though his project is not obviously as huge as it was back then, and one thing that I admire about him is that the project was about, it was like almost a non-profit. They planted like tens of thousands of trees, I believe, in Africa. So I admire him so much for everything he's done, and just sitting next to him, it was like, oh my god, this is the Cardano trees guy. Wow, it was a great experience, man. The video is coming out very soon. I think by the end of the month, according to Nick from CNFT Con. So you guys will probably see it then.
Nice. I have to shout out Ravenous. Dude, he says shout outs to Peppers, the #1 innovator and creator in the NFT. We love Peppers, and thank you so much for the $50, man. Holy crap. Thank you so much.
Ravenous is a legend. He's a huge supporter of me. I don't know what he's done to deserve it, but that guy is amazing.
We have Adam Burnett as well. We're ready to mint. Just say when. Great meeting you all this week. He's Underdog and Beer Brat.
Oh,
Thank
Beer
you,
Brat.
Adam.
They were really cool. I don't know if you guys know CJ and her.
I split a dinner with those guys.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time with them. They're really awesome.
Yeah. Excellent.
So
I'm glad to see you, Adam, in the podcast. That's absolutely excellent. So cool. It's a small world, right? When we all get together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Maria, what was your favorite part?
My favorite part, I would also say when Charles spoke, but one thing that was really interesting was the position where our booth was right by, after Charles spoke, there was, he allowed people to take pictures with him, and there was this huge line, the line wrapped all the way around the booth. So it was just crazy, like so many people were asking about the project. And but no, I think my favorite moment was just meeting everybody. Like I said, people that I've known online for all this time, finally to get to meet them and put a face behind the PFP. And it was funny because everyone knows me, right? They see I'm doxxed. I have my own picture as my PFP. So people would come up to me and they'd be like, oh, Maria, hi, nice to meet you. And I wouldn't know who they were, but you know what? Once they introduced themselves, then I knew right away who they were. But yeah, the whole event, I have no complaints. It was a really great time. I wish we did it more than once a year. I wish we could do it like every 6 months or something like that.
It was funny, actually. you would meet someone and they would tell you like sometimes their first name, and you would be like, oh, nice to meet you, how are you? And then they would be like, oh, I'm a yeah from Dead Pixels. Like, what? Bro, like, give me a hug. Like, why are you shaking my hand? And then the same thing happened to me with Disco Solaris. He's a very good friend of mine, the founder, Maciek. And he was like, oh, how are you? Like, don't have what are you doing? Just give me a hug. So many hugs, and hence why so many people have COVID now.
Damn.
It was like, bro, it was like so much hugging. Like, I've never been hugged so much in my life, to be honest. Everyone hugging each other, saying hi to each other. It was beautiful.
Big shout out to Ghostblade in the chat. We see you in there.
I see you, Ghostblade. Appreciate you, man.
But yeah, so I think it would be easier if everybody just wore their profile pic, as the t-shirt, name, and then on the back all of their handles and stuff like that. It would be pretty easy.
That's what I was thinking.
But
Guys,
yeah,
this is Chloe. She wanted to come say hi to everyone.
oh nice. Is it like a golden? Is it a doodle? Like
She's
a mix?
a miniature poodle.
Okay, I
Yeah.
gotcha. I have a Jack Russell Terrier. Oh, is that Fettuccine?
No, it's not him.
No, it's actually not him.
I know that was the joke.
Yeah,
Someone's
it was
"I got
a joke.
picture of Fettuccine
Roy
or
started that
whatever."
joke.
Yeah. That's so funny. I saw that on Twitter. I was like laughing for a half hour.
Everyone was tweeting that thing with that guy. It was so funny.
Yeah. So
No,
yeah,
but next year will be crazy though. Next year will be crazy.
Next year, obviously, probably bigger, even bigger than this year.
I agree.
And I think it's an unfamiliar space because maybe people haven't gone to a convention before, and so they don't know how to like react. And so I think it'll be more familiar for people maybe next year as well. Meeting Charles was huge for me. Like that was like, I could die happy after that. You know what I mean? Like I'm good. Like I got to converse with him for a minute and, shook his hand and took a picture with him. And, that was really great. And, meeting everybody, stopping by different booths and stuff. But it seemed like I would be on a mission to go talk to a specific person. And then there'd be like 20 people on the way. Where I'd be like, hi, how are you? This, that, and the other. And
That happened to me.
then you become familiar with a bunch of like different people, and you meet people like CJ and stuff randomly, and you're eating at Benihana and stuff like that. So it's kind of funny. It's a small world in Cardano. And we all kind of can relate to each other, which is a great thing. And so besides your guys' booth, what was your favorite booth?
That's a good question. I would probably say the golf booth. I forgot the Chasing Purse by TK Chambers. Amazing booth. It had like I don't know if you saw it, like a virtual golfing booth, so you could go in and like practice your swing and everything. That was so good because the project is about golf, right? Those guys are very passionate about golf, about blockchain. They build their own project. They're still minting, which is crazy. They should be sold out. That booth was awesome. Chasing Purse.
Yeah, Chasing Cars. Chasing Cars.
Cars. That's there you
You're
go.
fine.
Yeah, I don't know anything about golf. I would say that booth and probably the Overexposed was awesome. There you go, like at CNFT Con, that's so crazy. And there was also Overexposed was awesome. You could take like a photo and they would create like your own personal mech based on the traits that you chose. That was so cool. So I would say probably those two were my favorite ones because they were like interactive, right? There was something for you to do other than just say hi and hug someone and see the person in real life. Like you get to do that, but you also get to play, have fun. That's why we put the ping pong table in the CypherKicks and Ikagi booths in our space. We had so many people that didn't even know who I was or what CypherKicks was. It's like, oh, ping pong table, let's play with our friends. And then we played beer pong. We went over like 60 cans of beer, probably more. and that's what I think that's what we try to do with our area, was try to make it as fun as possible and then interactive as possible for people.
Dude, this is so cool. The little golf area. I wonder how many people are actually athletic in our scene. Is it a lot of people or not too many?
Kind of, like most people are in good shape, I would say. Yeah.
Well, not
Yeah.
necessarily good shape, but I just mean like,
We're
how
saying
many of them,
athletic.
like played sports, or like swung a bat or a club, or completely fine if you haven't. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I would say a good number. I would say like it looked like just a regular group of people, to be honest, from all walks of life. That's what I would say.
Yo, Ugly Bros, what's up, homie? Said where
Hey,
the
it's
boy
Ugly
at?
Bros.
Uglies also have a very cool booth. Check this out. He was giving away actual Ugly Bros toys.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oof.
looks like me. Yeah,
Ugly
Ugly
Bros
Bros
and
was
and
awesome.
and Ikagi actually worked on a song recently. Do you want to
Yeah.
go over that song?
Yeah, if you can surely go ahead. It's on the Puka PKI Twitter. Such a good song.
You
Ugly
showed it
Bros
to me
is
the other
actually, for
day, and I
those
was
who
just
don't
like,
know, yeah, for people who don't know, Ugly Bros is a. Can you put the music in the video?
"Yep, I'm gonna
Here's,
have to stop, and then I'll go to
go for it.
share screen, share the audio." Yeah, this song is a banger. If you saw the last Ugly Bros podcast that we had, we just played music like 90, probably like 80% of the time, 70%. I don't know. It was awesome. It was freaking awesome.
That's dope.
But yeah, here's the song. It is incredible.
Amazing, just amazing.
Yes, that was
Oh,
cool.
man.
I could actually like see an anime happening, like the starting credits to an anime that's about to
Right?
blow your mind or something. It sounds awesome. Sounds like it was built for that.
That was the idea. That's what we asked him to do when we were talking about like the theme for the music. He was like, what type of music do you want?" And we shared some ideas of like kind of like a speed metal rock song, like just make it fast, make it like maybe like a 90s anime music. And he killed it. For those who don't know, by the way, shout out to Ugly Bros. We are actually giving away that NFT. So the image from the video is going to become an NFT. It will be a different dimension, but it will basically be that artwork with the music in the background. Ugly Bros are awesome. And for those who don't know, Ugly Bros is like two people. So Dan Rojas is the artist, amazing person, one of the best people you can meet in your life. Such a good guy, so wholesome. And he's the artist of Ugly Bros. So he creates all the 3D art, everything that you see from them. That's Dan. And the other half is Sergio. So Sergio is more like the community guy. He talks to people. He's the one in Discord planning everything. He's more knowledgeable about the NFT space, but he's also a musician and such a talented one. So the music from Ugly Bros on the NFTs, for the NFTs that have music in the background, that's Sergio. He's amazing. We are very proud to be working with them. I think Ugly Bros is going to be huge in the future, and we're very proud to be working with them. The music is just it speaks for itself. I don't have to say much.
So how would I get this audio track? How do I own this?
So which one specifically from the Book of Ikagi?
Yeah. Well,
So
I'm assuming
we'll
that's not going to be the only soundtrack.
have more music, and actually, fun fact. So our artist, Tetsuo David, he is actually a musician as well. And that guy is a very private person. Maria can probably tell you about him. He's very private, like we didn't know. He plays the violin, he plays the guitar, he plays the drums, he plays the bass. And when I showed him the song, he was like, "Oh, that's so cool! I love it." But do you know I'm also a musician? And I was like, "What?" And I'm guessing like this guy is talking about like maybe playing the guitar or something like that. And then he's like, "No, I used to play like for four bands. We released some songs. I played in studios, and I played with like Venezuela's most popular rock band once. So it's like now we know that we have someone in the team who can actually create music. So we'll probably be releasing some really cool stuff in the future with original music from the Book of Ikigai as well. But that song will be in the NFT that we're giving away. But uh, for obvious reasons, we want to keep the rights for the song. So we'll continue to own the rights to the song. Ugly Bros basically gave it to us. And we'll be using that song for other cool things in the future that require some music.
No, that is awesome. Just realized my mic was muted, but no, that is so cool.
Thank you. Yeah, these guys are awesome, to be honest. Shout out to them. Yeah, shout out to them.
So will your artist be doing music as well, or is it strictly with Ugly Bros?
So if Maria, do you wanna? Maria has her mic muted. So
No,
we haven't promised
laughing.
anything. We haven't promised anything. That's all I
I'm,
can say for that.
I'm laughing. This is all I'm gonna say. Our artist, he's very talented. So, we showed him the Ugly Bros music and everything, and then he said to Peppers, he said, "What?" He's like, "I can make music as well." I don't know who he worked with, Peppers. You can expand on that, but we had no idea that he was able to make music. So, not in the roadmap, but it's something our artist is capable of doing.
Now we know, right? He's very talented, man. He's a self-taught person. For music, he did have professors. He told me, but he's very self-taught. Like art, he taught himself how to create art, and he's like right now even between in his free time. He doesn't have a lot of free time because we always keep him busy. But when he does have a lot of free time, a bit of free time, he's working on like learning how to do animations and things like that. So now even like we'll probably be showing some animations from him in the coming over the coming days.
Will the
Even that one, I'm sorry, Nick. Even that one, like if you see it, like the leaf is moving, the arrows are moving, the hair's moving. That was him.
Yeah, that was just what I was about to ask you. How many of the NFTs are going to be animated?
So we won't have actual animated NFTs, but I mean, animation is something that really goes hand in hand with anime, right? With anime, the anime art style. So as Maria said, it's not in the roadmap. It's not something that we can promise right now, but it's something that we're very, very interested in currently.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you guys have like a secret a favorite trait that you haven't come out to say or anything like that?
Yes.
We got some secrets.
We got some secrets.
We got some good ones that we're waiting on releasing for sure.
I can tell you my favorite one that we have released so far. Nick, if you scroll down, you'll see a samurai male. Keep going down, keep going down. Those are all fire though. Keep going down, down, down. It's one of the last one that I love the boombox, by the way.
This is
The
cool.
boombox is so dope, and it shows like how many different variations there are. Like one artwork, you can distinctively say, "Oh, that's Ikigai." Like that's the same guy, that's the same artist. But if you keep seeing like the other sneak peeks, I mean, this one is like a streetwear type of thing, like a guy with a tank top and the boombox in the street looks very 80s to me. This one's more futuristic, like a police uniform, something like that. Same with this one. is really dope in my opinion. But this like probably my favorite trait is this really cool samurai armor. I think it looks just amazing. The level of detail that he put into it, it's beautiful, and it's actually the same trait from the manga page that's for the Genesis. So the Genesis artwork, the samurai is like wearing a samurai armor, a full body. That's basically what it says. I would say like currently what we've released so far, this is my favorite trait, the actual armor.
Are there going to be any Cypher Kicks Ikagi, crossovers or
Not
Ikigai?
currently. Like we're not planning on it, to be honest. I want to keep both breaks like a little bit separate from each other. CypherKicks has its own roadmap. I'm still actively working on it. We have a free main coming soon on Ethereum and Cardano. As I mentioned before, I've gone to 3 events for CypherKicks this like over 2 months. Like we went to Chicago for Sneaker First. We went to Toronto for SneakerCon, the biggest sneaker conference in the world, which was an amazing success for us. We gained a lot of followers, people interested in learning more about Web3 and what Cardano is. A lot of people didn't know what Cardano was, and CypherKicks above everything. So a lot of people buying our merch or products. So still very active with CypherKicks. We're going to our Basel in Miami in December 1st to the 3rd. 1st to the 3rd, yeah. So I'm very active in both projects still. And the good thing is that I'm doing this full time since December, basically. And having a very capable team like Maria, for example, in Ikagi, is allowing me to be able to manage my time properly, right? So Maria has been an amazing support for me.
Yeah, and I want to say the same thing about Peppers. Like I was worried whenever, not worried, but it was a concern of mine. Like he was doing Cypher Kicks. Are you going to have enough time for Ikagi? But no, I mean, any time in the day I call him. I mean, we're on the phone probably at least 2 hours, sometimes 6 hours a day going over things. We DM nonstop every day about the project. So he works very hard on the project as well as I and our artist David. And we've been working on this 6 months now. So excited to finally, share with everyone what we've been working on.
Yeah, what was the total number of supply for your NFTs?
For this collection, it's going to be around the 5,000. So we want to keep it under 5,000. So it's going to almost be around that number for sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we want to grow this project a lot. We have a lot of goals, long-term internal goals that we obviously cannot mention. We only believe in saying what we can accomplish as a team, right? Currently, but we're very passionate about this project. We have a long-term goal, spanning over 2 years for the book of Ikigai right now, in terms of like an internal roadmap. So we really need a lot of people in the project. We need a lot of supporters, and that's also why bringing supporters from Ethereum into the project is going to be key for us. Yeah, so that's a small an initial artwork with some utility for the roadmap that David made. I would say probably like about a month after we announced the project, maybe like a few weeks.
Nice. And Clean, did
Thank
you have
you.
something?
Yeah, so if you could recommend like an anime for a person who isn't necessarily into it, to help them kind of get introduced to it properly, what would you suggest?
To me, that's easy. And I would say 2, to be honest. And when you see them and when you watch them, you will see how much influence they've had on David's artwork. You will actually see maybe some small traits and things, and you'll say like, oh, that looks like the one from Ikigai. So the first one would be Samurai Champloo. Beautiful, beautiful anime. The artwork is breathtaking, in my opinion.
It's my absolute favorite anime.
There you go. It's beautiful, right? And the story is
Me
so
too.
great.
Yeah.
The story is so great. And the second one would be Cowboy Bebop, which is also from the same team of artists and basically the same teams. Cowboy Bebop is amazing. I've been watching it recently. Like I watched like 2 or 3 episodes a night now. It's an amazing show. They're obviously not for kids, more for I would say maybe people older than 14, 15 years old. But the themes they touch, topics, the art, the lore, the story, it's amazing. So I would say for me, Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo, but there's also some very mainstream animes that you can see, like, and I'm pretty sure you've seen them, like Dragon Ball Z. It's huge. Who hasn't seen it? at least a couple of episodes. At least everyone in the world knows who Goku is and Vegeta and all these characters, right? And there's also Pokemon. So Pokemon I would also classify as an anime, even though it's huge. It's a huge franchise, huge IP. But it's by all means it's anime. And if you want to see some like more Western anime, like that's also very very popular, I would say The Last Airbender, Avatar, The Last Airbender. That show is a masterpiece by itself. I've watched that show like at least 3-4 times from start to end.
But not the movie, not the live action movie, right?
No, that sucked. No, definitely
Okay.
don't watch that. Not even if you're curious. Very bad show. But the expert in the team about anime would be David, the artist. He's he loves anime. He's always recommending me shows, and I'm like, you told me to watch Cowboy Bebop. I'm watching that right now. Give me a second. He's always recommending me and sending me like YouTube videos. I'm like, watch this and watch that. He's very excited about it.
He recommended the new one on Netflix, Cyberpunk, right?
Yeah. He says
Yeah,
Cyberpunk on Netflix.
I started watching that. I watched the first episode. It's good.
Yeah,
It's called
I need to
Cyberpunk
start watching
on
it.
Yeah,
Netflix.
it's like the game. It's based off of the Cyberpunk game.
Maria, do you have a favorite
Cyberpunk,
one?
Netflix.
My favorite is also Samurai Champloo.
Great
I'm
show.
not
If you
too
haven't seen
into anime. Like I loved Pokemon when I was younger, but like recently I've really been getting into it, and I started Samurai Champloo. I loved it, and I started watching Cyberpunk. I watched a little bit of Cowboy Bebop as well.
So
this is cool.
Cyberpunk has also come out with another second game.
Yeah,
are they?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't
yeah,
know.
What I
they are.
understood,
They
yeah.
recently announced it. Yeah, that game's a masterpiece in my opinion. So, very much looking forward for the second one.
Did they fix it?
Yeah, I haven't played any of the first one just because I heard
They
a lot
did.
of bad things about the launch.
They did. They fixed the game. It was kind of rough at the start. I think it was overblown out of proportion, in my opinion.
Well, it was just like crashing so much to where you couldn't even play it.
Well, they
For me-
had to refund people too, like, or
Mhm.
you had to say if you wanted a refund. Yeah, I bought it on the first day, and that's
Oh.
what happened. Yeah.
I played it. The thing is that it didn't play well on consoles because it came out before PS5 and the new Xbox came out. It didn't play well on PS4 and the Xbox One. However, I have a gaming PC and it played well on my gaming PC. So everyone was like complaining, crying about the game, and I was like driving my futuristic cars, killing people, having fun. Like for me, it was a great experience. The patches obviously helped. My game would probably crash like once a day. Like if I play 3-4 hours, it would probably crash maybe once a day. Sometimes it wouldn't crash. Or I would see like crazy things like people like disappearing and things like that. But other than that, for me it was a good experience. But I know that for people who play in console, it was like awful. Yeah, they're coming out with the second one. Hopefully they learned from the first one. But they also had a lot of experience with The Witcher, right? They're the same developers.
Right. They made The Witcher.
They should have experience.
Everything they came out with before that was just really great.
The Witcher is fantastic.
Oh,
and then
Yeah, The Witcher 3, that's my favorite game, I think.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, that's a masterpiece.
and then it just it got too big, I think.
I think they were trying something that current technology wasn't ready for. In terms of like, a PS4 cannot play that game, man. There's just no way. Even the PS4 Pro was having issues with the game. It wasn't that efficient, I would say, and you really needed some strong hardware to play it. On PS5, it plays well, in my opinion, and on PC, it plays great. If you have something probably better than an RTX 180 or a 2060, you can play the game pretty well.
Yeah, I got a 1080 myself.
There you go.
So you're saying for me to get into anime, because my first anime that I ever watched was Attack on Titan, which was really rough for me.
It's actually good. I like it.
I
That's
get
great.
it.
It's rough. It's gory. It's gory. It's
It
really
wasn't my
gory.
style, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
So I'm
Very
gonna
violent.
try the ones that you recommend. I'm familiar with Cowboy Bebop. I think
it's great.
I think it was on Adult Swim for like a long
It's on
time.
Hulu. It's on Hulu. You can watch it on Hulu. I think it's now on Netflix. I think it's on.
Is it on Netflix?
I think it is. Nick, if you want, you can check. I just saw you on Netflix like a few minutes ago.
Yeah, let me check on
Okay.
Netflix again.
Yeah.
Atlanick,
there it is.
I also dropped something from our artist portfolio in the private chat. I think you'll like it.
Okay. Yeah, one sec. We're looking up, what was it again?
So Cowboy.
Bebop.
Mhm.
Let's see. No? Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
There you go. There it is.
Yeah, I wanted to say too, like for Cowboy Bebop and Shampoo, it's a very mature audience. I think you're gonna like it. Like it doesn't rush in and is like, yeah, anime, let's go.
Mhm.
You know, it's not like that. It's like very much like relaxed and reserved and just kind of like, yeah, this is what we're gonna
And
do.
the music.
And then they just
the
mess stuff
music.
up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're like
and the music,
stone
bro.
cold killers. It's like just way more mature, way like slower. It's a
Alright.
different pace, and I really mess with it. I love it.
Yeah, because
Me
I can't do Dragon Ball Z. It's like way
Yeah,
too
it's-
cheese.
Yeah,
It's cheese factory for me, dude.
No,
It's
this
just
one's
There's a
are
lot
not.
of filler in Dragon Ball Z too. There's like so many there's like 3 minutes of gasps, you know, per episode. It's
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah, fights that last a whole season basically.
Dude, that's
But
Ronnie Coleman right there.
with oh,
There's
that's
Witcher.
this guy. So these are artists. This is something he made. This was Antron.
This is years ago before he started working with us, but he has his portfolio on his Twitter.
That's The Witcher 3. That looks great.
Yeah,
That looks great.
He loved that game. But you know, Cowboy Bebop is all about like bebop music, so it's basically like a fast-paced jazz. So they have a lot of jazz music in the show, and I'm a huge fan of jazz. So Cowboy Bebop for me is awesome. The story is great. The characters are very likable, but the music is amazing. And Samurai Champloo is all about rap, hip hop music. So and the music's so good as well. It's so beautiful. So it's like you're watching a fight of like two samurais fighting, and like the music in the background, it's like you repeat the scene just to listen to a song like that, basically. The music on them is awesome.
And is that on anything or no?
Samurai Champloo should be on Hulu. Yeah, it is on Hulu. I know that. I don't know if it's on Netflix. I don't think it is. It might be though.
I can find some sites for you if you don't want to spend the $5 to $10.
I've already got Hulu. I have Hulu and Hang all the time.
Both are on Hulu, so you would like those.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of rewatching or replaying video games or movies or anything like that, but Shampoo is my exception. Same with Bebop. I will rewatch those till the day I die. They help me get to sleep. I love them. Some of like anime's theme for me is always slightly depressing. Like it brings out some like real life stuff and it over dramatizes it to like make you, you know, feel. And Shampoo does a great job of that. Some like real life stuff, like the women in distress episode or two that they have, like oh man, and she's just like helping him cook the eels. Oh, I'm not going to spoil too much, but man,
that episode, I know what you mean. Which one you're talking about? Like in the city when it's raining, right? And he has to go and help her. All that, yeah, it's a great episode. I wish I could forget about it. So what I'm trying to do is I'm not watching any episodes for like a year or two, so I can watch it again. We'll see if it works. But I remember the whole thing, so that's the hard part. But bringing it back to Ikigai, I can tell you that the lore is inspired by that type of show.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's cool. Any place at CNFT you guys ate that was really good?
In Las Vegas?
Yeah.
I would say for me was the Gordon Ramsay, the pub and bar grill. So not the expensive one, the bar one. Gordon Ramsay pub and grill, I think.
Pub and grill.
Yeah. They have the beef Wellington. I'm a big foodie, so they have the beef Wellington, and it's amazing. Go on the images maybe, yeah, and you'll probably see the beef Wellington in the food or something.
Is this it?
Yeah, there's a place. Yeah, it's actually inside the Caesars hotel. It's good. That hotel is huge.
Yeah, it is. Did you go back and see all the shopping and everything too?
I saw a lot of things. I was lost. I don't know how we got to the hotel, to the restaurant.
That's like in the casino, but then there's a whole shopping center.
No, I didn't even see that.
There. And they have like another 20 restaurants back there. You wouldn't like it. There's a sneaker store there that's really they sell like tons of popular sneakers there.
I have to check it out next time. Yeah. But the place is Nick. It's like I walked like 20 minutes to find the restaurant, and apparently there's a huge part that I missed. like it's so big. The attention was great. The food was amazing. The best beef Wellington I've ever had. Obviously, it's Gordon Ramsay, so uh, I know he's like mainstream and popular, but the guy has like 14 Michelin stars under his belt. The guy actually knows about opening a restaurant. So and it shows. It shows.
So while
And
you were
Maria
at,
lives in Vegas. Actually, Maria lives in Vegas, so
Yeah.
she's gone to a lot of places. I don't think
Oh,
she can
wow.
answer that question in just one
So
restaurant.
for me, Sergio with Ugly Bros, the last night I told him I'd take him to the airport, and I said, let's go to a local place. We were tired of, personally, I was tired of the strip. I don't go there very often. So we went to a place that's called Roll and Smoke Barbecue. It's just like a little sit down restaurant, but he's like, that's the best meal and the cheapest meal that I've had. Roll and Smoke. IN. It'll probably come up. Yeah. So
one of these.
yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Dude, that looks like a classic barbecue joint, man.
Yeah. It's really good. And not at this location, but they have a second location in Vegas. The the Pawn Stars. Those guys partnered up with them to open a second location.
Oh man, who
We
eats
didn't eat
this?
that. Yeah.
Dude, you ain't gonna be
Maria
talking to
knows
nobody
both.
for the rest of the week. If those are
Right?
onion rings, which I'm pretty sure they are,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're not talking to anybody the rest of the week.
Oh my,
Look at
onion
that.
rings, pickles, peppers.
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 There you go. There
Hey.
you go.
No, I wanted to ask you guys though, are you investing into anything specifically now that you've been to CNFT Con and you've seen some people and you're like, oh wow, like this is actually cooler than I thought it would be. Let me hop on my computer and buy these NFTs.
So for me, Overexposed impressed me with their booth. So I actually bought Maria one as a gift because it's so dope. Overexposed, the max, they look amazing, and there might be something from Overexposed coming to Ikagi. I don't know why I like to give. I won't say anymore. So Overexposed was amazing. Ugly Bros, obviously, I have a bunch already. So I love to support my friends, and luckily, I'm friends with one of the best projects in Cardano. Let's see who else.
Well,
Chasing-
Peppers.
Yeah,
explain,
go ahead.
explain what Overexposed was doing at their booth. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, so basically you would go in there and they have like this camera, like this big camera with a flash, professional flash. It was very, very professionally made. You would stand still, look at the camera, they take a photo, and they have like this system in which they can create basically like an NFT with with traits that you actually select. I think it was so cool. Do you actually do it, cleanup?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they
How
would
was your experience?
They would take a picture
Mhm.
and your face is on the NFT.
Yeah.
And you'd be able to pick the body style, like kind of like the extras or whatever. And
Yeah.
dude, it was cool as shit. Like
It was crazy.
it was good. It was very well done.
And they
had-
would send you the NFT for free and everything. Like,
Yeah,
what?
and they had glasses and everything that you could put over your eyes if you wanted to.
To remain on dots and everything.
Yeah, anonymous and
Let's
stuff.
see if we can see. Oh, they have a roulette as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was that's I forgot her name. I'm so
Alyssa.
bad. Elisa,
Alyssa,
like,
yeah.
Elisa, yeah, from
CNFT
CNFT
News, yeah.
News. She's
Yeah.
awesome. She's so cool in person. She gave me the biggest hug I've ever gotten in my life.
And props to her. She traveled, I think, from Michigan. She's 8 months pregnant, so she walked around the whole time. She great spirits, great personality.
crazy. No, and
Yeah.
I mean with Overexposed, Jeff 45 Jeff is in the team. He's a dev. So if Jeff is there, what else do you need to know? It's a good. I
Yep.
always invest in teams. Teams for me is always the teams, the people inside in the project. So if I know that the creators are good, if they know the creators have a good vision of where the project is going, I definitely invest in them. I invest on Ethereum. I invest on Cardano. Me personally, when I buy a project, I look into the creators. I watch videos from them. I listen to the spaces. I see everything about the project and where they're going, the track record, all of those things for me is very important. So Overexposed is one, Ugly Bros is one. Let me try to remember. I bought a few Chasing Parts because of their whole golf setup is amazing. So why not? Can support people who try to do things that way, right?
For me, I would say someone who impressed me. It wasn't their booth; it was meeting them in real life. Was Veggiemates, meeting Beast Dives. The first night I met him, he was so much energy, so much fun to be around, and I asked him, I said, "What is the utility on greens?" Because I didn't really know. That's their token that they have. He went on like a 30. He's like, "All right, I'm gonna give you the Shark Tank pitch. Listen up," and he gave me like a 30-minute pitch on greens, and I really like what they're building, what they're doing. So I'm gonna be I do hold some veggies. I'm gonna be, I think, investing in more veggies and junkies. Another one, goats, yes. So I don't know if you guys know Goat Tribe. They're releasing a season 2, the Goatia drop, and I actually got to sit with the creator Dan, and he went through. He showed me some alpha of some of the traits that they haven't released
Yeah,
yet.
it's so amazing.
I'm excited for what they're doing.
Goats are doing your mint too, correct?
Secret Society. So that they're separate from Goat Tribe, but
gotcha.
Yeah.
So Nick, actually, there's another project that we're working with for a collab that we did. If you go to the Ikagi Discord and you click on minor announcements and you scroll all the way up. So yeah, go down a little bit, not that up. Down a little bit, a bit. Then there you go. Right there. We're doing something. We actually did a tweet with Disco Solaris. So this guy's right here. I don't know if people can see me on the stream, but they gave me a free cassette with music made by them. So I'm going to be buying an actual Walkman like it's 1980 and playing this thing full blast because their music is so good. I don't know if you've actually listened to the music they made. They actually hired a professional singer from Poland, and the music is beautiful. It's like retro music with synthesizers and things like that. Very, very, similar to the theme that they have going on. So shout out to Disco Solaris. They had a good presence. I met the founder. He's a very good friend of mine. It was great. It reassures people that the investment they're making in the spaces, it's a good one. Especially when you can see them in an event like this. Especially for like big projects, like you're making big sales, you're doing so much. Ikagi, we haven't done a single sale, and we were at CNFT Con. So the least that you can expect from projects that have done a lot in the space, that have a big following, is you have to be there, you have to be shaking hands, you have to be meeting people in the space. So Disco Solaris was one of them. The guy traveled from Poland to the United States. He didn't even know he would get a visa on time. He got it. He came. He partied with everyone. He played in the casino with us. It was so much fun. And the same, for example, with Dead Pixels. That guy came from Romania, man. Like they're so close, and Disco as well from Poland. Like they're next to Ukraine, right? So both of them are very close to the whole conflict. Like AF from, Masiev from Solaris was actually telling me like his mom lives close to the border with Ukraine, and they can actually hear the missiles landing and the explosions and everything. Very unfortunate, but these guys, they found a way, right? And obviously, if you apply and you can come to a visa, for example, what happened with Crypto Heaps from 8 Armies, very unfortunate. He was so excited. He already had the booth, he had everything, and his visa was denied, right? There's nothing you can do in those cases. But for big projects, Maria actually shared a tweet a few days ago, right? For big projects, the least that you can do is have a presence at this type of events.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so Solaris it's a good one.
And someone said on there like, well, you'll make that money back, but that's not what it's about. CNFT Con is not about making money back. It's about having that one-on-one relationship with a founder in your community, to be able to ask questions, to be able to meet in real life. Even some of us, we got to drink together, that's an experience that you might not ever get again. So that's what CNFT Con was about for me, and I think for most people.
Showing love back to the community, reinvesting back into the project.
Yeah.
Very important.
Yeah, I 100% need to make it out next time. Oh man.
You have to, bro. If
You
you
should,
don't,
dude. I'm telling
if
you,
you
you should have
don't, I'm
come this.
coming for you, bro. I'm coming
So
for you. I'm gonna go to your house. Cleanup is gonna give me your address. I'm gonna drag you from there, and we're gonna take a flight to Vegas, and we're gonna get it done, bro. You
so
have
I
to go next time.
first heard a rumor that it was going to be in Philadelphia, that they were going to move the location, and then I heard a rumor that it's going to stay in the same place. And
I think.
I think they probably will keep it in the same place because the logistics of it, like it's so convenient because the hotel, you walk out the back door and you're right there at CNFT Con. You don't have to take a cab or anything. So yeah, it was convenient how they run it. I mean, there's things for being the first one, they did a very good job. But I think one thing they could have improved on was like the speakers. Nobody knew really who was speaking when and where. There were rooms upstairs, and people said I didn't even know there was rooms upstairs. But no, it was, they ran it very, very well. The pre-party, the after party. I didn't go to the after party, but I heard it was all a lot of fun, and they did a good job with it.
Dude, the after party was crazy.
Yeah.
It was fun. Yeah, Tim Harrison was there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of wild because you just see him walking through and like nobody recognizes him, but I'm like, hey, Tim Harrison, how you doing? And it's like, dude, such a great guy. Like, you know, that's the coolest thing is like you get FaceTime with these people, and it's people you never thought you would be able to speak to. And so the first initial thing is like, besides pissing your pants, is like you're super excited to meet them. So you have this stupid look on your face, like so dumb, and they just can't understand why you're like amazed to meet them, but they're like a celebrity, you know. Like Charles Hoskinson is like the Kim Kardashian to me. The little thick dude, you know.
You know, someone else is Alessandro.
Yes.
He was over at our booth. He was playing ping pong with Peppers, and then someone came up to him, and he couldn't get away from him. He was talking to him for almost an hour. Alessandro was trying to play ping pong, and then he had to stop because the guy just like kept talking to him, and then
Man,
this guy's a celebrity. He's too nice though.
He's too nice, and he loves to talk about like you know, coding and developing stuff.
Yeah.
So Alex was Alessandro was with his brother-in-law. Great guy as well. I talked to him a lot with him, and I asked the guy like, has it been like this all day? Like people behind Ale asking him questions and stuff, and he's like, yeah, but Alessandro loves that. He loves to talk about people, about things that he's building or has built. So for Ale, it was like great to, you know, meet people and get questions. Even though we were playing ping pong, Ale was like playing ping pong and like, oh yeah, we just use a hash map to get that done. It's very simple. Boom, boom, boom. It's like, and I'm like trying to keep up with him, and the guy's just talking about like, no, he's crazy. That guy's so talented. But it was crazy. Like I wasn't expecting that, right? Because like I've talked to Ale in the past. We have a good relationship. I own Spacebots as well. Maria does as well, and he just came to the CypherKids booth and Ikagi as well. And he was just like, "Hey guys, how are you? Let's play some ping pong. What's up? Let's talk." It was crazy, man. Like such a good experience, and everyone's so down to earth. Like even Ale, AF from the Pixels, all these guys are so nice in person. I honestly didn't meet a single person in the event that was like arrogant or hard to talk to or unapproachable, right? Not a single person. Everyone was good. Shout out to Dave from Dirtbirds. He spent like an hour in our booth as well, just chatting with us and showing us some cool stuff. Great guy as well.
That's
yeah,
so cool.
I passed Alessandro in the hotel, and like my problem is that I didn't ask because I like people to have privacy or whatever, and so I don't ask to take like selfies with them. But if I could go back in time, I would be like, hey, let's get a selfie. Okay.
Yeah, I agree. When he came to my booth, we were like just chatting, like, how are you? You know, how's it been? What you've done and stuff, like talking about Spacebots and their space that they had at the band in the upper floor. And I was like, you know, he might just leave in any moment. Ale, let's take a photo, man. Like, what's up? So yeah, I try to get a photo with almost everyone, community members, people who follow me, people who don't. Just with everyone that I would talk, I would just try to take a photo because it was such a good event, man.
Was
And it's just
Equine
once a
there?
year. Yeah,
Yes.
Faha and Fencemaker. Fencemaker actually came by the booth as well. He
Yeah.
spent like I don't know if it was like almost like an hour.
Yeah, I
Just
talked to him
talking with
for a
me.
long
It was,
time. Yeah.
yeah, he spent like an hour at our booths and just like introducing himself and like he introduced himself with his name, I think. And we spent
Yeah.
like 5 minutes talking, and then he was like, I'm like, bro, what's your handle again? And he's like, oh, I'm a fence maker. And I'm like, bro, you don't have to say it like that. Everyone knows who fence maker is. What are you talking about, bro? It's like you say fence maker, everyone's known, man.
They had a really cool booth as well. I think if you bought any type of merch, even like a sticker or something like that, they had like one of those arcade games, the crane machines, and then you could try and I don't know what was in those. Do you know, Cleanup?
I don't know. I stopped by the booth, but Fencemaker must have been chatting with everybody because he spoke to me for like 20 minutes. He's like,
Yeah.
did you know about stables and stuff? And I was like, yeah, I know about stables and stuff, man. Like, I read up on you guys. Like,
I think
yeah.
Fencemaker was like a kid in Disney World. He just wanted to talk to everyone, talk about ideas, and that's something that I love about people is when they actually talk about ideas, about things, right? Like plans and topics that are so interesting to me. I love cryptocurrencies. I love blockchain technology. I love smart contracts. That's why I love Cardano. So actually talking about the tech and things that are coming in the future it was so cool to talk to someone like him, like AF, Alessandro, developers. I'm not a developer myself, but I love that type of stuff. So it was very, very, very interesting during the event.
Did you guys get to
awesome.
meet Ben Gortzel?
I don't think
I
so.
Who is he?
Ben Gortzel, he does Singularity, so he works with AI.
That's crazy. Oh, I think I saw him during one of the panels.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I did.
He has hat, long hair. Basically, he's the hat guy.
Yeah.
And so
I saw him. I didn't talk to him, but I saw him.
I think it's GOERTZEL.
Gortz. Hold on. Spell it again.
GOE.
GOE.
Oh, I see. I found
Oh,
him.
I see it.
Ben Gortzel, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yep, that's him.
Let me see.
I haven't heard of this guy. Who is Ben Gortzel?
From Singularity?
He's the guy. Yes, he's from Singularity. Yeah, he works with AI.
Okay.
Yes.
So
that's another level.
What is it? Boston Dynamics and other things like that.
That's another level when you work with the AI, with machine learning at a really complex level. Because I've played with machine learning a little bit with Python, but at a larger level than that these guys are geniuses, man. Like I don't have like for people like Alessandro, people like Fencemaker, people like and we go way beyond that. Like people like Charles and the developers from IOG, for example, geniuses. Like even Ergo Foundation was there actually. So shout out to the Ergo Foundation. The Ergo blockchain is awesome. I don't know if you got a chance to talk to them. Amazing experience talking to them. Ergo has such a cool blockchain. Like it's also EUTXO. So Cardano learns a lot from Ergo. Ergo already has stable coins in EUTXO. So a lot of critics from Cardano say like, oh, EUTXO is not a good platform for like stable coins and things like that. And it's like, what are you talking about? Like Ergo already does it and they do it well. It hasn't failed like Luna, for example. So Ergo Foundation was there. So it was awesome meeting them as well. I could honestly talk about everyone that I met. I'm probably like, we could talk until tomorrow and I would still be like, oh yeah. I met this guy as well. It was crazy, man. Nick, I wish you would have come, man, but there's always next year. I'm pretty sure you will go next year and have even more fun than we will.
One thing I did see everywhere that I had a question of what it was the Yeeple.
Oh,
they work with other things.
They used to be Mint City. They're developers.
Okay.
Yeah, Minters, and they have other things as well. Like
Okay.
like
But I think they did some type of scavenger hunt. I'm not 100% sure. I think that's why you kept seeing them everywhere, though.
Dude, there were like 4 scavenger hunts going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had a really good booth because they were at the entrance. So when you came in, one of the first things that you saw was people. So they had a really good booth as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wolves of Rome did a scavenger hunt too.
Yes.
I wish
Yeah.
I would have done one. Imagine if I would have done something related to shoes. Like you have to find the guy wearing the red shoes with his logo, and everyone looking for the guy. Something like that. That would have been fun.
Everybody's just like looking at the floor like this, like
Yeah.
oh.
And if you're the guy, that's bad luck, man. You're gonna have like 100 people behind you asking you for a sticker or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
Do you guys know Fart with? She just released Project Venus.
Yeah. You had a
Yeah.
picture
Did,
with her. I saw that. Yeah.
If you can go to my profile. It might be easier to find. She did. No, not that.
Not that one. Go to Maria's.
Yeah,
Fart.
I retweeted it, so I'll tell the story.
Because Fart is like F.ART. So
Yeah.
F.art. And the problem with her name is that it has like the Cardano ADA logo instead of the A.
Keep going.
Going down.
There's a picture of us. You'll see it right away. So what she did was she had, I think she did 5 of them. Yeah, right
There
here.
they are.
So you see the little blue thing in my hand? Those were titties. She made clay titties and she hid them in different places. And if you found it, you would get a mug. So I don't drink. So this was at the hotel bar. And then she's like, "Oh, there's one left." And I was like, "All right, well, everyone's drinking. I'm gonna go find this. I want your mug." So she hid it. It was like it was in one of the slot machines. There was like a little hole and it was kind of underneath there. And I found it. And the mug is beautiful that she made though.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
It was cool.
She's very talented.
Meeting those two was hilarious. Viva La Coin and her.
Oh, they were everywhere.
Yeah.
They were everywhere and hugging everyone.
Yeah. And they were like, they felt like they had to introduce themselves, and I was like, I know who you are. Like, come here and give me a hug.
Yeah.
I just remembered one thing I tweeted was there was so many projects there. Like, for example, the golf project that I saw at CNFT Con, I had no idea who they were. And I mean, we interview like almost 10 projects a week on Shark Tank. So it was really cool to see some projects, respect to them who showed up and are trying to get their name out there. That was at the end. I had to go the very last day to pick something up.
Oh, wow. It
was big. The place was big.
That's crazy. Yeah, it was, man, it was such a good time. Like, I can't explain it. Like, unless you were there, you wouldn't. No, like I kept off social media for the longest time because I was just like too busy talking,
I was shocked that people were, well, I guess not super shocked, but live streaming it. I was like, dude, if I was there, I would be recording some videos, but I would not be on my phone 24/7. Like I would be crazy. I would be so pumped.
I wanted to live stream, but honestly, every time, Maria can tell you, every time that I wanted to leave or like walk around, someone would just come to the booth and talk to us. Yep. So I was like almost 95% of the time in the booth. But yeah, like I talked to Subcritical, J Crypto, all these guys, and I was talking to them. I was like, Subcritical, why don't you talk to J Crypto? He should have brought a camera. He should have live streamed this, like live interviews and things like that. He would have got like 10,000 people like watching and new subscribers and everything. And it's like, oh no, he didn't want to do that. He just wanted to enjoy the event. But I told him to do it. He should have done it. But it's what it is, man.
Nick didn't want to listen. Nick didn't want to listen to me.
Dude, I thought about it.
They should have had a live stream for sure, 100%.
It would have been really cool. It's just like when you spend that time, kind of like, I don't know, not necessarily money, but like the time to go there. And CNFT Con is only once a year. It's kind of like when I go to concerts and I see everybody like holding up their phone and looking through their phone. It's like, no. Like, enjoy the concert, you 100%. Jerk. Like, you're only there for so long. Like, I don't know. That's just how I feel. Pictures are fine, like with a few videos here and there, but the entire concert, you're recording it? Come on, man. Like, no, have a beer.
Nick, but here's the thing. You're talking to project devs, right, for like 15, 20 minutes. You can still relate to them. There's editing stuff. You don't have to post the whole 15 minutes. Just edit the parts that are good, relate to them on a human level. like talk about them and how awesome their project is and other things, and then like, you know, do your
Peace
thing.
out. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that would have been pretty cool too. I'm just yeah.
But
I mean,
some
there you
people
go.
did
It's a
interview
mute
though.
point at this point, but it would have been
Some
really
people
good
did.
content. It really would have.
It would have
Well,
been, yeah.
I'm still upset. Okay.
You sound upset. I'm sorry, Father.
Well, because I had a room by myself. I was like, I had 2 beds. I was like, here we
Yeah.
go. It's me and Nick. Let's go.
Yeah, I feel bad, man. It's like
okay.
some personal things that I'm not gonna get into too much.
I get
but
it.
Yeah,
I get it. You don't
it
have to
should
explain
hopefully
it.
be better next year.
There's always bigger things than that. It is what it is. But
Yep.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna enjoy it more next year now that you didn't go to this
I
one.
don't even want to think about it, man. It's so far
Yeah.
away, and I'm a little bitter that I didn't get to go. I'm not gonna
It's
lie.
not. It's not
I-
though. Like,
yeah.
think about it this way. Like last year, they were selling tickets in December. So right now, they're probably going to take like a month off, get the tokens done, and mint those out to the airdrop those to the holders, and then boom, they're setting up for next year.
Yeah,
Like
no.
it's
What's really crazy that just blew my mind when you said that is I started this journey in October. It's now October. I've been here for a full year. That's insane. I never thought I would be doing that. Like, I didn't have any plans on quitting, but like a full year, like, wow, you know?
Me
It's crazy.
too. I started November, like almost a year for me. It's like 11 months. But did you ever think, like, was YouTube a part of like a goal of yours in your life, or?
I always wanted to be like online to some degree because I don't know. I just feel like I connect with people online like in a cool way. But like
Yeah.
I love connecting with people in any way, but I don't know. I really like being online. I like being able to play like a game while I talk to people or like stream or show things and talk about what I'm passionate about because, you know, I lived kind of like 2 different lives. Like I'm a nerd in my soul. Like that is who I am. But I was really good at sports and I played with like a lot of jocks in high school and stuff, but I never fit in with them. I didn't like the over competitive spirit and the shit talking that they did and like all that sort of thing. I just didn't vibe with them. So, you know, they didn't really vibe with me either. I just didn't have like a lot of close friends within my peers. It was just like all the people around me just kind of knew like, oh, like he's kind of good at this sport. Like he's kind of good at video games. Like I didn't really fit in anywhere, but online, I feel like I kind of fit in everywhere. You know what I mean? So I always wanted to do it. I'd streamed before and then stopped, and it was very successful. I had a partner who I streamed with, and she kind of didn't want to continue, and it just kind of fell off. And then, but yeah, I've always wanted to kind of do YouTube. And when I was doing my job and I was coming home stressed every day, I was like, you know what? Let's just go for it. And whatever happens, happens. If I have to get a part-time job, that's fine. If I have to not do it, that's fine. But, you know, in the like healthiest way possible, YOLO. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
It's
you're
just
doing a great job with it.
Thank you.
it's
I
it's
appreciate
your
that.
it's your Ikigai, Nick. It's your Ikigai.
Yeah.
It's what you
Yeah.
like, you know.
Exactly.
And you're good at it. You can get paid for it, and you know it's your Ikigai, man. Keep doing it. I personally love the channel. You know, I've been a supporter since you started. I think
Yeah.
we filmed several videos before, interviews and things like that. But yeah, you've done great, man.
Thank you so
I
much.
really try to support as much as I can, and I try to watch as much as I can. But you know, real life, the project, it's crazy, man.
It's all good. I understand what I do is you know, like what y'all do is a whole nother level than like what I do. Like I can kind of get into rhythms and like make videos every day. I just have to learn what the project is and become knowledgeable, and then I can make a video and do this like similar formats, you know, follow, you know, roadmaps and mints and prices and opinions and artwork. But like y'all have to be really creative thinkers and think outside the box. Like how do I bring something new into like and I have to think about that a little bit. How do I make this video format more fun to watch? But I just have like a whole nother appreciation for like building a project and doing what y'all do. And that's
Well,
why I
let me
like
tell
the channel so much, because I get to dabble in everybody's creativity and I'm not like
Yeah.
stuck in my own, you know? So
Yeah.
that's really what I love the most about it.
Nick, let me ask you, in being in the bear market, have you seen any changes in your viewership or
Oh yeah.
your engagement and stuff like that? Yeah.
Yeah, when I started, we were entering bear when I started, but we weren't really there. Like we had probably peaked at the stock market and we're kind of flatlining a little bit, and things were starting to go lower, but Cardano was still doing fine. NFTs were doing crazy. you know, like December was a little dead, but we did have Equine Mint, and then but January picked up strong as hell with Balls Cat Rocket Club, and my viewership like skyrocketed, and I was like, holy crap! Like my goal was 1,000 subscribers so I could get monetized and try to make a living out of this, and that happened in like 2 to 3 months, and I was just like, I didn't know how long it would take, but at some point I also didn't think like it would ever get here. Like 2 to 3 months, that's not bad at all. You know, and then it quickly grew to like 2K or 1.5K, something like that. And then the bear market really hit, and it went from like 1,000, sometimes peaked 2,000 views per video, which I was blown away by. And you know, now it's all the way down to like 500 to like 600 views on my weekly videos. So it's definitely a little bit rough, but I've gotten used to it. I don't take it personal. I originally took it personally. And I thought like, oh, people hate my channel. Like, what am I doing wrong? And I was like trying to change a lot. And I realized it's just the market. I went around, I looked at like Block's videos and Blake's videos and Thor's, and I was like, oh, like everybody's videos.
Yeah,
kind of...
I noticed that on my personal Twitter, and then also when we launched the Ikagi Twitter, the engagement was amazing, you know, and then as the bear market entered, we kind of lost some of that hype. And it's taken us a little bit to kind of, you know, rebuild that hype. But I feel like we're in a position now where I feel confident. We've grown our community to where I feel good right now.
Shout out to Tal Crypto. It was great meeting him.
Tal was a lot of fun at CNFT Con.
That guy gave me a hug.
He was probably the strongest hug. He was just such a great guy.
Such a great guy. Such a great guy, hugging everyone. He was a lot of fun. I passed by the NFA booth like at least 6-7 times looking for Tal and Tronic, but those guys were just having fun,
you know,
just enjoying the convention.
They did so much, and they're not even a project. They handed out vape pens. They were doing shots of tequila there, and I don't know what else they were doing, but the amount that they gave away is probably more than, first of all, a lot of the projects that didn't even show up, and second of all, projects who did show up and probably should have given more than they did. But so shout out to Tao, shout out to NFA. They did a really good job.
They're growing the brand. They're doing it well.
I don't know if it was them, but somebody set up like a discount at a dispensary.
Oh, I think it was the
that was Cardano Stoners Club, I think.
Was it the Stoners Club?
Yeah, I believe so.
They get 20% off.
Yeah.
Everything there. It was like,
there were some people giving away weed for free at the event too.
I know they were giving away like joints and stuff. It was crazy.
Like even at the event, bro. I don't think if I'm allowed to say that, but that was crazy. Like I wasn't expecting that. But that was
as long as you don't say who, right?
There you go. Snitches get stitches.
No, that's so awesome, man. The more I hear about it, the more FOMO I'm getting. The more I'm just like, all right, you know what? At all costs, I'm going next year.
I'm going 2 weeks before, so I cannot miss it.
I have FOMO, and it's over. I was there. I wish there was more.
Yeah, I felt sad after the whole thing ended. Yeah, for sure.
And I live here, right? So yesterday I had to drive by the exit where I would go to get off to go to the Westgate. I was like, oh, nobody's here anymore.
But you know, something I wanted to mention is that I think I said it before, even before the event, like this will mark a different, like probably like an inflection point for NFTs on Cardano. Like right now, like it brought so much engagement, social media interactions on Twitter. Like a lot of people from other blockchains probably noticed us, and a lot of people like that are maybe were like interested on Cardano NFTs that have left. They've come back. Like today, I got one guy that used to be very active in my Discord, and he left, I think, in April. He stopped paying attention to crypto. He said it was really affecting him, the way that it was going down. He was not feeling well, so he decided to take a break. And he came back today, and it was like, oh, you know, this guy, like, he's so awesome, and I'm very glad that he's back. You know, and probably, you know, CNFT Con, things like that probably help him, you know, realize like, oh, you know, this community is still here and they're still very active, and that has no price. Like that type of engagement that we got from CNFT Con, that type of realization from a lot of people, like these are real people, man. Like and many of them are really working hard. Like, and you see them in real life, and you notice, like, oh, maybe this guy is he seems like a good person. Maybe I should be, I think this whole thing has made the community much better, much more friendly. I don't know if you've noticed on Twitter, but everyone's like being very nice to each other. Even on Spaces, everyone's like, oh, this guy, how are you, bro? It was great meeting you, and things like that. And it's something that I think other blockchains, like for example, Ethereum had NFT NYC, and it was huge, but it doesn't have the level of community that we have. And I really hope that that never ends, man, because I know we will grow way beyond where we are right now. But something inside of me wishes that even though we will grow a lot, that this community, this group of people that are the strong believers on Cardano and things like that, continue to to be together and be this close.
So with
Yeah.
The Ethereum and stuff like that, you guys being cross-chain, have you guys thought about dabbling in with WAB or anything like that?
Oh, what's funny is,
Maria talked to him, I think.
yeah, do you remember? Yeah, I've talked to him quite a bit. So do you remember the space where there was like 1,100 people in there?
Yes.
So after that, she's actually on our team, but her and we started a space. She was host, I was co-host, and we just it was like the after party space. And we were just talking about what happened, and he showed up. He was there for like 6 hours, and it was a very, very interesting conversation. There was like Sebastian was there. There was a big like developer talk. I think Hosky was there for quite a bit. We had like maybe 400 people in there the whole time, and yeah, it was like a 6-hour conversation in the space with him. But yeah, I don't talk to him in DMs or anything, but I talk to him like on Twitter all the time. And yeah, I think it's seeing what he did, and I think it was good for both communities, right? He did what we're trying to do. He came into Cardano. And I think a lot of people came over from ETH, and that was great. But a lot of people from Cardano also went into his brand. And I think that's impressive. What he did was he went to a whole new blockchain saying, hey, I mean, yes, he talked shit a little bit about us in the beginning, but he brought people into his community. He brought the floor up like 25% that week whenever he did that. So, that's something, I mean, I think it's a movement, right? I think that cross-chain and NFTs being interoperable, I think that's going to be the future. And that's something that we want to be a part of. But, we're always going to be a Cardano first project. Like and I don't know if we touched on this, like our art that we're doing on Cardano we're going to be developing a whole new art collection on Ethereum. So it's not going to be like the same collection of NFTs. We're going to do something completely different. So, yeah, well, our goal is, if they buy an Ethereum NFT, they'll say, oh, because, the Genesis or like the very first NFT is always the historical one that's like more desirable. You see Doodles, for example, right? They launched on Ethereum, and now they're going to some unknown blockchain. So it's something that I think it's going to be something that we see in the future. And it's something that personally we want to be a part of.
So what is with ramping up? I mean, we're midway through October. What does marketing look like for you guys for the next 2 weeks?
So we have a ton of Twitter Spaces, interviews like this planned. In terms of content, I think I mentioned this. We've saved a lot of our best sneak peeks for the end. Some very rare skins that we haven't announced, some very rare traits we haven't announced, some one-of-ones that we haven't announced. So I think that the community is going to be really excited to see. Also some collabs that we've briefly touched on that we haven't really, we can't really say 100%. And also getting the rest of those Genesis out, the 50 invitations. That should be probably released within the next week with the Genesis.
And one of the really cool things about the project is that I've been around for a long time. I have a lot of really good relationships with project creators. It can go from the Pixels, Goats, Disco Solaris, Okay, bro. So many projects that they know who I am. They know that even though this project is new, right, and it's a project by itself, it's not attached to any other project or anything I've worked in the past, that this project has a really good team behind it. So Maria has been around for almost a year, 11 months, and she has a very good following on Twitter. She is very active. She has a really good amount of engagement. Like we're also friends with, for example, with Ponzi from the Ape Society, the founder. He's a great guy. He often comes to the Shark Tank space, which we host, chilling there, listening to what we have to say. So, having that type of connections, it really helps a project out, right? So I don't want to say that we have a small advantage in terms of where we are right now as a project, but using those connections really helps. So doing collaborations with other projects so that the communities can learn about us is a big stepping stone for us. Even though this is our first project, like Maria's first project and the artist's first NFT project ever, um, having that type of connections and networking is really important. And it's something that we usually also touch on with creators from other projects, right? Even in the Shark Tank, it's like, don't prepare a text like 10 paragraphs with a photo and send it to 200 projects. Say, hey, we're this new project we want to collaborate with. No, make connections, network, talk to people, go to spaces, do your homework. And this is what we've been doing for 6 months, right? Like ever since we started this project, I was still almost new in this space, man. Like, and so many people that I've come to learn after we started Ikagi, and so many new connections, so much networking, even going to CNFT Con really help us shake hands and meet people in real life. And these collaborations that we're doing in person also we like, for us, meeting them in real life is awesome as well. Jake Tao. So it's really cool, it's having these connections is important. And when you invest into a project, there's always unknowns. But with us, and obviously this is me telling you, so take it with a grain of salt. But with us, I feel like the community can have some level of trust that they wouldn't otherwise have with people or creators that are not dogs, for example. We're very active, we're very approachable, and sometimes we my invite, please. And sometimes we get some criticism, right? But it's because we're approachable. It's easy to talk to us. It's easy to talk about us. It's easy to ask us questions, and we try our best to be as open as possible. So that's something that during a bear market, I think it's kind of necessary, because you know who is building the project.
So Maria, with you being like a Twitter personality or whatever it may be, do you feel like there's any pressure for this to be super successful?
Definitely, yeah. I put a lot of pressure on myself, and I think the view of some people in the community is that, oh, it's easier because she has a strong Twitter presence, or this or that. But I've had an e-commerce business for the last 7 years, so I know what it takes to run a business, and I'm not banking on my Twitter following to make this project a success. I'm blessed to have the following that I had when I came into the space. It wasn't even a goal of mine. I just started posting on Twitter and people started following me. I'd share my opinions and stuff. But one thing that, the priority is my project, and making this successful before being an influencer or making growing my own Twitter presence. So at this moment, I've gone from that Twitter presence. I'm now a project creator, and that's where I'll be. But there's tons of project creators who have a lot of following, whether they built that through their project, whether they built that prior. So it can be done. And there's also bad examples where there's been founders who've used their following, sold out a project, and then they're done with it. But that's 100% not me. I'm here for the long term, and I've been in the space long term, and I want to continue to be here long term and make this project successful.
And I just want to mention, sorry, Nick, I just want to mention on top of that, that I've been working with Maria for 6 months, and she's one of the hardest working people that I've ever met. Whereas with her, in real life business, she was very successful with it. I know that she worked really hard. COVID did hit them hard. Who was doing big events during COVID? Not that many people. So I know how hard she used to work. I know how hard she's working right now. And I'll give you an example. Like if you check the Book of Ikigai account, you will barely see any tweets from Maria. I think there's might be only one retweet that we've done from her. If you see her Twitter, she tweets a lot, and like you see one tweet about something that's unrelated to Ikigai, then maybe one more. Obviously, retweet. We did this super dope and sneak peek today. The Shark Tank tweets about the same thing that she used to tweet about. Like she's not chilling Ikigai 100% all the time. She talks about other projects. She's always active in other rewards. So
Hold up
like
though. So I got a question though. Why do people get so mad about that? Why does that matter? Why would it
I
matter that
really
she
don't
uses
know.
her own, following? Like she worked hard to create this following. Why not use it
That's a
to
great
help the
question.
brand? Like what is
That's a
wrong with
great
that?
question. I think a lot of people don't like it when someone has an advantage. People like underdogs. People like to see people come out from the bottom, maybe. But what I'm trying to say is like, yeah, she has a good following. She deserves the following. Her tweets are gold, in my opinion.
But
I love her
you
tweets.
don't
Yeah.
want, like what if I never, maybe it's a bad example. Let's say I want to start a new project. I'm absolutely
Yeah.
nobody. I have no following and I just start a project and I'm just like buy my stuff. Like that's what a lot of people do and that's completely fine. It's not horrible, but
I agree with you.
I mean, I would much rather have somebody who has some proof of concept, has been in the space for a while, knows what they're doing, has a job that's related to marketing. Like all of those things sound like pluses to the project, not minuses.
I agree
Yeah.
with you, Nick. I
And
agree 100%.
And the thing is, we say invest in teams, right? And I feel like Peppers and I both, we've established ourselves in the community. We're here every day. We're active on Twitter. We're in spaces multiple times a week. We put our face out there. We do interviews like this. So, again, I agree with you. I don't see the downside, but people, they have their own opinions, So, but we feel like, we're if I was looking, I would look for a team like this, someone who's doc, someone who's active, someone who's here every day, and we're here to stay for sure, 100%.
Yeah, I wanted to ask as well because and it's similar to what. Hold on, she should use her Twitter account. Fuck all. They don't like it. She built her. That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
100%. I agree
I
with
like
you.
it, Sal.
But building off of what Clean asked earlier, do you feel pressure and all this? For your view of success on the project, first and foremost is going to come a sellout or a mint out or whatever you call it, and then after that would be the floor price being above mint. But a lot of the times, even really good projects like Cornucopius's latest mint and stuff like that don't go above floor price. But people buy them and everybody's happy with that project. So like, do you feel pressure to have the NFT be above floor price or not?
For me, Maria, you're muted by the way. But for me, we actually talked about this today. We had a call and it was very interesting because it's something that I also talked with Sergio from Ugly Pros a few months ago when I was in Toronto. And one of the things that we mentioned, or that he actually mentioned to me, was like, a lot of the time, a lot of time, people use the floor price as an indicator of how successful a project is, right? The main metric. However, during a bear market, that might not be the best metric. There's other ways to analyze a potential for a project long term. For example, if you have a really interesting roadmap and the goals might seem a little bit difficult to reach, but the project does reach those goals, or that or if you have that trust that the project is going to reach them, then you know that, hey, maybe the floor price right now is undervalued and it might be a good time to buy, right? So for me, it really depends. When I see a project that I want to invest on, right, for example, Go Tribe, Disco Solaris, that pixels, things like that, I don't personally look at the floor price and compare to the mean price. I look at the potential of the project. What's the roadmap? What are they promising? What's the team behind the project? What thing are they actually considering doing more things than what they have announced? Things like that to me matter way more than a 10, 28 a difference, for example, that can just like fluctuate in a few days, for example. For me, success doesn't come in terms of like a price. Obviously, we would love to have a high floor. Obviously, we will be working really hard to attain those goals, to attain that, right? And we will be very active within the project, even post main, of course. That goes without saying. But it's not the only metric. Community building, amount of holders for the collection is really important for us. Activity, engagement in the Discord. the being able to actually accomplish all the goals that we have made for ourselves internally, those things matter to me more than the current floor price of the project. Like so many projects that you've seen around with a low floor price. I'll give you an example. Unsigned minted for a very low amount. I think like 38. They minted a bunch of NFTs though. Yeah, sure. But the floor price was very low. Then Unsigned minted out, and a lot of people really started to buy into the project, and it became the success that it is. 3.2 million ADA. That was early on. Another example, Dead Pixels. Dead Pixels, they didn't have in the roadmap a video game. They did not, right? Dead Pixels was all about the art at the start, and the developer was really talented. They did a really interesting minting system, but he never talked about the video game at the start. It was nothing. It was not part of the project. After they sold out, which took, by the way, days, I can say that a lot of people are regretting not buying those NFTs for 48 back then. I minted a bunch because I'm friends with the guy. I love the guy. He's such a talented person. I bought a few for 30 ADA. Look at the price right now. Even with the price of ADA going down, it's still way above floor. And they released the white paper, I think, like a month after the mint, with all the plans about the video game, play to earn, all those things. And then obviously went up like crazy. So would AF say, Adrian from the Pixels, would he have said before he announced the white paper, if you ask him, like, is your project a failure because it's under mint, you did 50, the floor is 40, is it a failure? I don't think he would have said, yeah, my project is a failure and I'm done. No, he kept working hard. And those are the examples that we follow, right? Is continue to work. If the floor price is down, work harder, put in more work, get more people from other communities, other projects, bring them in. If you have to go to a convention and get people to join us, to join the project, you just do it, right? It's a full-time, basically it's a full-time work for the three of us. David, the artist, he doesn't speak English very well, so that's why he's not here. But it's a full-time for the three of us, full-time work. So that's what I would tell you, and this is what I tell every single project that asks that question: how to be successful in the space. Just work hard.
Yeah, I remember when Pixels had a 28 a floor.
Yeah, me too.
You could just pick them up. It was easy.
It was easy back then, right?
It was before my time, unfortunately.
And that was like, dude, and their mint, like I said, if I ever minted anything again, like I would want to follow a similar mint that they had, to where it's like you could see what was coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
no one has done it ever
item, and everybody be like, "Smash! I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it."
Yeah.
And if you were lucky enough.
I talked to Adrian actually, and I was like, because with Cypherkicks, we did Cypherkicks with Pixels. We did a collaboration, 200 NFTs. I think you can find them actually, Nick, in JPEG if you type Dead Pixels. Just Dead Pixels. You'll see the second one. Yeah. We're the only collaborations we've ever done. Yeah, we did this. They're interactive. In Pool PM, you can click on them and they jump and they change colors and things like that. But anyways, we did this collaboration. I told AF, like, yo, AF, we should. Yeah, there you go. You jump. It's so funny. I told like, we should do them the same way, like the chain mint. You can see what's coming, right? And people can mint. And he was like, oh my God, that caused me so many troubles. I was so stressed. Like, no, let's do it like a simple mint. And it's only 200 NFTs, so they would sell like in a few seconds. So the amount of work that you have to put in to make that system, it wouldn't be worth it for a 200 NFT collection. People would just buy them right away. And we sold that collection. We broke his system. That guy is so professional. He released a PDF explaining why the system broke, because people were mad, right? People were waiting for that pixel kicks, and people are like, why? And it's like, give me a few minutes. I'm gonna check the system. I'm gonna give you guys an answer. He created a PDF of 2 pages explaining in detail why the system broke. The reason was that it was way too many people minting for 200 NFTs. It just sold out. Like it would have sold out like 1 second. It was crazy. That mean it was out of this world, to be honest.
Yeah, so just letting everybody know we are hitting the 2-hour mark, so we're gonna wrap it up fairly soon. I know it doesn't feel like 2 hours, but holy crap, yep. But yeah, if there's anything else that anybody wants to ask, feel free to ask it. Now's your time. And if there's anything that you guys want to cover that maybe you wanted to talk about that I didn't ask you, now's the time.
Right, just follow the Book of Ikigai on Twitter. Keep an eye on Discord. We've been working very hard. We get a lot of people asking us why now? Why not wait 2, 3, 4 months maybe for a bull market? It's not about the bull market. Obviously, if we mint when ADA is $1, $2, $3, which it will be that price in the future, of course it would be great. No one would complain. No one will deny that. But for us, it's bringing the artist work to Cardano. I think he's very talented. You can see it for yourself. The art is beautiful. The talent shows. So for us, it's just let's start building now. When the bull market comes back, people will notice. Like these guys, they did it during the bear. They were successful during the bear market. I'm pretty sure that will bring us so much support in the future as well. So we're here to stay. We're not here just during the bear or during the bull market. And I think that's something that it goes to you as well, Nick. Like it would be very easy for you to do something else and forget about this during the bear market, which might not be getting the number of views that you want or the number of subscribers per week that you want, but you're still here, and I respect that, and the community respects that. When the bull market comes back, when we start getting tens of thousands of people back into the CNFT space, which is going to happen eventually, right? When we're not at war or things like that, what are going to be the YouTube channels that people are going to gravitate towards? The ones that have the largest number of followers, views, things like that. During the bear market, you, Thor, CNFT News, you guys are going to make it. It's because you're putting in the work right now, even during the bad times, and people will remember that.
I appreciate that, man. I had one other question actually that I was just thinking about, and that is about people who, let's say, or projects that are going to do multiple mints, but their first mint is still under mint price, but they still go through with the other mints. Would you advise them to not go through with that mint, or how would you play that?
It depends. It really depends. It's a really good question, Nick. And it really depends. I'll give you an example of a project that did almost that, right? And I can talk about them because they rock. Lunars. I don't know if you remember them.
Yeah, it was the only project I got rugged on.
Yeah, there you go. It was it was very unfortunate. I knew the founder back then. I talked to him on Discord and everything. It was very unfortunate, to be honest. They did Lunars. They had a really okay floor, and they released the second collection right away, like 2 or 3 months later after the first one. And a lot of people thought, it's very soon, it's too soon. Why are they doing this right now? So my opinion is it doesn't have too much to do with the floor price, because like a floor, if you've been around for example, a year or 6 months or something like that, I don't think a floor should prevent you from continuing to develop your roadmap, to grow your community, and to bring value to holders, right? So I think that the project should really look hard into what the community wants. So talk to the community, ask the community what they want, and you will have a very good understanding of what's possible, right? Because it's not only about making money. If you're doing the job just to make money, then don't do it. That's the way I feel. Then just don't do the job. Keep working hard for your community. Keep bringing the floor up. Keep helping them, be successful, because it's not about you. It's about the community. But it really depends. It depends on, it's a project by project case. Really hard to say. For Lunars, I think it was definitely the wrong decision. They had a good floor. They should have continued to build on top of what they had instead of doing another 10K collection. I think that was insane for a project of that size. But I think they felt very confident because they had a collaboration with Spacebots. A lot of people aping because of that. But yeah, I think build first, bring value first, show the community the hard work that you're putting in, show results, and after that, if you have a really good reason to do a second drop, do it. But it cannot be only about the money. In our case, for example, if we do it and when we do it, it will be about onboarding more people from other blockchains into Cardano and into the project, growing the brand beyond Cardano and beyond Web3 for us. But yeah, that's all I can say.
Gotcha. What are your thoughts, Maria?
Um, I'm personally not a fan of stopping mints or doing mints like in batches. I think it's helped for some projects, but if it's planned, that's one thing. What I don't like is when projects, they start the mint and then maybe after a day or so they close them in and then they say, oh, we'll resume in the future. For us, we understand it's a bear market right now, and a 24-hour sellout might not happen. I mean, it would be great if it does, but it might not happen. And if that's the case, we do have our artists on our team, and we can continue to proceed on with our roadmap. We can continue to develop, get out there, do more interviews, do more marketing, start with our manga, start with like a lot of other marketing content. And it's been done. It's been done many, many times. Look at Fettuccine with Angel Baby Hit Squad. He's been selling for, I don't know,
Like a year.
months at least. Look
And
at
he'll get it done.
and he's over 75% sold now, I think. Look at Gold Tribe. It took them a month to sell out. A lot of projects who have done it, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with a slow mint. I would prefer a slow mint versus breaking up the mint into, because you never know what's going to happen after you launch. People get nervous, like, oh, they still have another whatever 2,500 or 5,000 or whatever. It maybe like loses confidence in the floor if that's the case. So personally, what we'll be doing is we're going to be doing one drop for our main collection, and we'll leave that open until it sells out, and we'll get it sold out. We're determined to get that done.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Work harder. When times are tough, just work harder. Go out there, work for the community, work for the team, work for the project. Is what it's all about. And one of the, I think this is something that we don't touch too much on. I think we probably should. But one of the really best things about the project is that the artist is a co-founder. So he has skin on the game. He will be successful only if the project is successful, just the same way we will be, right? So having him on the team, we don't need funds. Like everything we've been doing so far, all the amazing marketing material that we've been releasing, the artworks, everything, we haven't had to pay because it's the artist, it's a co-founder putting in the work. So thanks to that, I think we'll have a very good chance to continue on, even pre-mint, post-mint, during the mint, be very active in the space, be very active with the community, reward people. There's some extra utility that we have left out that we'll announce most likely the day of the mint or the day before, maybe during the mint, something like that. It's some really dope utility that people will absolutely love, and really, I'm pretty sure they will only mint just because of that utility. But we want to leave some things for those days, just to keep the energies up and people engaged during the main day. Something very important. You want people to be excited, and sharing some really good news during that day is a big part of that.
Gotcha. Well, that's pretty much everything. Cleanup, did you have any final remarks before we close out of here?
It's like a question that I always ask people. So let's pretend like you come on the Lucky Ocean podcast a year from now. What would it take for you to say that it was a very successful year for this project?
Being able to accomplish everything that we have in our internal roadmap and more. For me, just the bare minimum is not enough for anything that I do. So growing the brand beyond what any other project has done inside of Cardano, that would be, if you ask me Peppers, are you happy with everything? The only way that I would say yes, if we are number one. And I hope that doesn't sound arrogant, or that doesn't sound out of character. But when I do things, I aim for that. I aim to be the best in everything that I do. Sometimes you accomplish it, sometimes you don't, and you have to keep working hard, and you have to, listen, I'll be number one day, whether it's in 10 years, 20 years, a few months, or 50 years, I promise you I'll be here and I'll be number one. So that's the type of attitude that I try to bring to anything that I do. So in 1 year, if we're number one above Clay, I'll tell you I'm happy.
Yeah, for me in 1 year, the goal is to bring utility to our holders and build a community and make this really a success for everybody. So, following through, I think the roadmap that we've published can be done within 1 year, and getting that done. And I would feel really happy at that point. Lua, shout out to Lua.
He's awesome. Always in the Discord.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you guys so much for coming on. I really do believe that this project can get everything done. You've gotten everything done for Cypher Kicks, and Maria's work ethic is very strong as well. Definitely no slouch. So the two of you combined, I have no doubt that this project is going to exceed everybody's expectations. But thank you guys so much for coming on, man. It's always a pleasure talking to you, Peppers. It's nice to meet you, Maria.
Thank you, Nick. I really appreciate it. Thank you for having us.
Nice to meet you as well, Atlanick. And good to see you clean up. It was nice to meet you at CNFT Con, and good to see you again on the stream. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys. Nick, always great coming here. For me, it's like having a chat with friends. You clean up are great guys. It feels like 10 minutes, to be honest, for me.
I know.
I could be chatting with you, Nick, and I hope I get to meet you and clean up. We get to meet the three of us with Maria, hopefully the artist as well, and we can chat and just reminisce about everything today and the long road ahead that we have. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be awesome, man.
Yes, sir.
Well,
Same to you, man. We'll definitely make it happen. Next CNFT Con, no excuses.
100%. Even if we have to go where you are and drag you down, man. We'll get it done.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But thank you guys so much for watching.
You.
Thank you once again for coming by. Remember, everybody, to get outside, see your family, see your friends. We're here to make more money so that we can spend more time with them. Until next time, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Peace.